Thanks for tuning into the Urban Scope podcast, and I'm back with more NCAA basketball news, specifically, so to speak, because Geno Auriemma recently addressed the difficult part of coaching for him, and most people would think it might have been recruiting or coaching in tough situations in the game, or just the lack of resources or the resources that you have at your disposal as a coach. Now, UConn, he probably has some of the most resources because of the winning that he's been able to do and the recruits he brung in. But he said the most difficult part of coaching for him is the parents and the parents of the players that he coaches. Now, initially, I thought Gino was starting to sound more like Nick Saban or Dabo Swinney when it comes to coaching and the NIL and the new processes and just having a lack of evolution as far as the game goes because he's been coaching since the 80s mostly. So the game has changed a lot since then. The players have changed, the mindsets have changed. We've hit two different generations of people living, whether it be the millennials or Generation X. There's been a lot of different changes. So at first I thought he was just a lack of being able to adjust to the game at first. But looking at it, I think he has a point because he's talked about how the unrealistic expectations for the parents that the parents have for their children, and also applying pressure to him for their children to play and not letting them develop. Now, you see this all the way to the little leagues, all the way into the pros of of parents talking about the lack of playing time their kids are seeing, or the lack of faith the coach might have in their players or in their children. But it's a difficult thing because the other players on the team have parents as well who expect them to play, and usually the coach puts out the best player out there. And a coach like Gino, he definitely knows what he's doing. He's doing it for a long time. He's put a plethora of college players in the pros, and he's won countless championships, and he has the most. He has the most wins, I believe, as well. So he knows what he's doing. He knows where the talent is, and he knows how to mix and match the lineups. But of course, parents, sometimes we do have a convoluted way of thinking. We have a way of course, it's your child, so it's going to be favoritism all day over any other kid and their parents. But sometimes as parents, we don't look at the bigger picture and look at, maybe pushing our kid a little bit more to be better, to make more of a sacrifice as far as the game goes. Because if you know your kid's at home playing the game all day or out with their friends or on their phones all day and not practicing or not working out or not doing anything that's beneficial to that career, it's very selfish to look for your kid to get out there to over a kid that might have been making those sacrifices, that a kid that might have, be working out twice a day and focused on the game and watching film and doing all these great things while your kid is at home just doing nothing, not focused on the game at all. He or she might have the talent, but they don't have the work ethic. So it's a very difficult thing to do. But as a parent, sometimes we have to remove ourselves from the situation to allow these coaches to do their jobs. Now, today you have more freedom to do what you want, as far as if you're not thinking that your kid is getting a fair chance, you can put your kid into the portal, or they're adults now. They can enter the portal, they can go to other schools and get looks, especially smaller schools will take them, especially if you were at UConn, you can get playing time. You can go to any mid-level or mid-grade Division I school in the country and get playing time and be a starter. So you have that option as well. But I think this NIL thing has made it more difficult because with NFL, it's probably even more annoying for these coaches because now you have to pay the players. And if you pay them a certain amount, they're expected to play. So it kind of puts them in a tough bind. But then these players are employees now with the NIL deals. So as a grown man, I can't have my parents speaking up for me at work because now you're on your own adult. It looks, like you're a child at this point. So NIL has kind of advanced these college athletes to be more of employees, but be more of adults because we used to put the phrase student athletes. Now it's more like athletic students because you're getting paid and you have expectations with that. And the coach is even more entitled to not play your child because they're employee now. They do what I say. They're making money from the team. They're no longer, eating Roman noodles throughout the day or trying to scrap money together and taking bribes under the table from these boosters and stuff. They're now official employees of the university now. So it makes the dynamic a lot different. But I think with Geno coaching over 30 years, he has seen it all. And I think he is starting to see too much. And I think he's starting to be more vocal about and more honest about what he dislikes now and what he likes. But I think it is entitlement from the parents, but I think it's also entitlement from the coach because of the NIL aspect and the pay for play type of system that they have now. So tell me about your thoughts about this Geno Auriemma situation with the difficult part of coaching as the parents. And until next time, see you next time.